Alright everybody, welcome back to Shadowrun Hong Kong. I'm really excited to actually be back to this game. I've been so busy, but finals week is over, so now I actually have time to play. Okay, let's just jump back into it. That's right, we broke into that guy's house. It's not quite right. We received an invitation or something. I don't know. But we're breaking into other parts of his house, so that's all that matters. Yes, I'm excited, and I am so excited that I'm going to play a bit of a longer episode tonight. You know, I've got my hot cocoa and my new mug that my sister-in-law got me. It says "Mama needs some coffee" on the front. It's like the best. Actually, it says it on both sides, so everyone knows that Mama needs some coffee. Okay, we just got done talking to that lady. Who else can we fucking shut up? Neville. Who is... Ooh, it's the producer. Let's go talk to the producer. Or not, Octa. Just stare, like, weirdly off into space. The partygoer raises an eyebrow at your approach. Ooh, I hear thunder. Sexy. They're serving century-old Cabernet like punch here. It's hard to believe considering how much a single bottle costs. But it's even harder to believe Mr. Ma's hosting this party, and so soon after his accident. I heard about that. It doesn't seem to have slowed him down. The man's a machine. He smirks, amused by himself. Not literally, but he might as well be the way he sprang back after being T-boned at 140 clicks an hour. I don't know what that means, but it sounds fast. Jesus, how's he even standing? It's quite a feat. How do you survive? Seriously? Man, look like cat food after an impact like that. Let's do... That's quite a feat. How do you survive? Ooh, I kind of like this one. It's like something I would say. I'm very impious, so I feel like I use the Lord's name in vain way too much. I don't know how, but here he is, alive and kicking, or dining, regaling, what have you. If you ask me, it's all that positive tea the fans have stirred up. I heard there were entire message boards praying for him and making offerings at temples. The Matrix is nuts for promises in Moonlight. If Ma hadn't negotiated a second season, his fans would just as easily have turned on him. Dude. Right? Okay, I'm gonna get a drink real quick, because it's hot cocoa, so 1 second. If that's all it takes to win immortality, maybe I should become famous too. No way. The internet can't send you ki, much less fix a broken body. Let's do this one, the immortality one. Isn't that why we're all here? To be famous, become famous, or make someone else famous? He catches sight of someone across the room and waves. Lisa, over here! Gives you a curt nod. Nice talking to you. Sure. Who's Lisa? Who's this? This person has like a physical name and I can't even like talk to them. Who the fuck is Lisa? Okay, let's go this way. Oh yeah. Anyone over here worth talking to? Nah, let's just go talk to Neville. Neville's rule. Again, Octa. You can't just stare off into space. Neville Ma is dressed in an immaculate suit, surveying his party from the edge of the balcony. As you approach, he inclines his head respectfully. Good evening, Mr. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've been formally introduced. He straightens his wristwatch. I'm Neville Ma, owner of Yellow Spring Studios. Mr. Argent, quite an affair you've got here. I'm Mr. Argent. This is one decade of party. Must have been awfully expensive. The pleasure's all mine, Mr. Ma. Call me Mr. Argent. Thanks so much for hosting this gala. Let's do that one. Very polite. You're very welcome. It's important to show the industry and the press that Promises in Moonlight is doing well, and that we're still a local operation. I hope that you're enjoying yourself. Let's use my astral perception. Focusing your senses, you concentrate on Ma's aura. Your third eye slides open, unveiling the hidden reality of the astral plane. The walls of the veranda balcony go gray and cold, and Neville Ma explodes into scintillating light. Judging by the state of his aura, Ma appears to be in good health. His essence is slightly frayed, the sort of damage you'd associate with the standard data jack. Otherwise, he appears to be more or less intact. You do, however, detect a faint tinge of discoloration on the periphery of his aura. A chronic illness might darken an aura in this way, but you've never seen anything quite like this before. Having seen what there is to see, your third eye slides shut again. If Ma is aware that you've sensed him, he doesn't show it. I've heard about your accident. How did it happen? He sighs. It seems as though that's all anyone wants to hear about these days. To be honest, I'm getting rather tired of repeating the story. Suffice it to say, a delivery truck, a drone, experienced a glitch and ran a red light. If it hadn't hit me, it would have hit someone else. Did the police discover anything unusual? Do you think it was intentional? So that one. What, the glitch? I can't rule it out, but that seems rather far-fetched to me. I'm just a Tradeo producer. Hardly the sort of man to find himself on anybody's enemies list. You discharged from the hospital pretty quickly after your accident. Your treatments must have been expensive. Not especially. Guangzhou's hospitals are top tier. Yes. Confidentially, my rapid recovery mostly came down to luck. The accident could have been a lot worse than it was. I owe Eurocar a lot of thanks for their safety features. I heard you made a new friend when you were in the hospital. Yes, Miss Fang. She's quite an admirer of Promises in Moonlight. She kept my spirits up as I was recovering from the accident. I'm glad she could help with your recovery. Work is she? So no. He smiles. So am I. Thanks for talking with me, Mr. Ma. My pleasure. Please enjoy the party. Oh, totes. I like to party. I am the party goer. I totally forgot. Wait, who's half Russian? Who's half Russian? Is he talking about a new actor? Oh, that's whose name I was seeing. Okay. Let's go talk to the waiter. Yo, what up? The ragged waiter manages to straighten up as you approach. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the veranda at the Repulse Bay. How may I be of service? What's with the guard by the balcony? There's a private party outside, and our establishment provides security for any event that requires it. But don't worry, the balcony will be free again in a few hours. I've got some questions about Neville Ma. Heard of him? His expression clouds. Certainly, everyone knows Mr. Ma. Yeah? What kind of a guy is he? Between you and me, he's difficult. We're just putting it lightly. The man runs the staff ragged. He jerks his thumb in the direction of the veranda. That's his party out there. Riches like him love to display their wealth. Sounds like you have some stories. He lowers his voice. Like you wouldn't believe. He once made a handful of us walk all the way out to Sheko to fetch dumplings for his guest. It was pouring out with winds blowing around 50 kilometers per hour. Practically a death march in that weather. Why didn't the kitchen here make him some dumplings? Ma said the kitchen's dumplings weren't good enough. Called them peasant food in front of all his guests. Chef Kang was furious, of course, but since Ma's rich, hotel management told us to give him whatever he wanted. By the time we got back from Sheko, the dumplings were cold, the party was over, and Ma had retired to his suite with a pair of starlets. We had to pay for those dumplings out of our own damn pockets. A couple days later, Kevin came down with pneumonia from the trip, lost his job over it. And that's just one of our experiences with him. Needless to say, no one here's a fan of the man, but we're paid to serve the tenants here, so that's what we do. He shrugs. It's a living. You look exhausted. Why don't you take a break? Not yet. I can't afford to miss any tips. I went to Macau last week, and it wiped me out. Macau? Macau? Yes. Bad luck with the horses, you know. I'm in a pretty lucrative trade myself. Can't make a deal. Let's do that one. The waiter stares at you suspicious, but his desperation gets the better of him. I'm listening. I need access to a penthouse apartment. Name your price. I've got $1 million to spare. Alright, whose apartment? Neville Ma's. 500 million, and the code is yours. He blurts it out without a second thought. 250 or I'm walking. Better something than nothing, right? The code is 1635. I already got in there, though. Oh, well, whatever. He whips out his PDA and glances at the bank balance. A satisfied grin lights up his face. Oh, and if you get caught, I didn't tell you anything. Of course not. I've never spoken to you in my life. His smile widens. Have fun with Ma's things. If some were to go missing, maybe wind up at a pawn shop, I doubt they'd be missed. See, I like this guy. You know I already, did all this, but I'm helping a dude out, right? Hey, no information. Sweet sauce. There's no one else to talk to here. I've already been there. Let's go back here to the elevator. I have no idea how I'm gonna get another door. Oh wait, that lady gave me a key. Like one of the keys. I love how I'm just dicking around upstairs and no one's noticed. They're like, huh, that guy keeps going in the elevator and there's only 3 rooms up there. It's like, that's true. I'm going in the one that belongs to the dickhead. Oh. It just opened. As you approach the door, a light set into your key fob goes from red to green. There is a loud series of thunks and the door slides open. A blast of frigid air floods into the room from the other side. Oh, there's spooky piano music going on. Hello? Hello? Start yelling. What is with the frickin' voices in here? It's creeping the fuck out. An expensive consumer-grade computer terminal awaits your input. The display background is set to a screen capture from Promises in Moonlight. Penelope Wong's radiant face beams at you from the corner of the screen. This must be Ma's personal terminal. He smiles. Can't think of a better place to dig for dirt on the man. Let's log in. A few keystrokes is all it takes to get into the computer's file structure. With the high-tech security door in his apartment, it seems Ma never bothered to encrypt his machine. An options menu appears on the screen. Let's search his emails first. You read through Ma's emails. Most of it is spam and boring business arrangements, but one detail stands out. Neville Ma is frequently emailing a woman named Ku Feng. They seem close, exchanging a lot of thinly veiled flirtation. It appears that Neville has been lavishing Ku Feng with money and affection, expensive gifts, rent checks, miserable attempts at poetry, seeing to it that her every need is met. Financial records? Neville's financial records are astoundingly boring, aside from 2 major things. He spent next to nothing on his hospital bills, where it appears he only stayed for 3 days, and he's spending a lot of money on a woman named Ku Feng, jewelry, bills, clothes, and such. Let's unlock the office door. With a push of a button, you unlock the office door on the other side of the room. An ominous thunk reverberates throughout the cold steel apartment. Let's see what insanity is in this room. What? Why is it all foggy, like Phantom of the Opera shit? Without warning, a frigid wind blows through the apartment. The chill cuts through your clothing, raising goose flesh all over your body. Where's that coming from? There is another blast of cold, and a pale and imposing woman materializes out of thin air. A throng of blank-faced men and women materialize alongside her. Ah, the little dog who's been sniffing around Neville Ma's affairs. Her voice is imperious, arrogant. Kung Fei, I presume? She nods. Just so. My servants have been watching you since you arrived. I suspect that you are an evil man and that you are here to do harm to Neville, and so I came to stop you. I'm going to use my perception. You focus your vision on the astral plane and expand your senses to take in the woman's aura. Black shadows color her essence, the kind of markings often found in the auras of terminal cancer patients and vampires. Ooh, Dracula, sexy. Hang on, are you a vampire? Very astute. She grins at you, displaying a set of sharp-looking teeth. And what do you intend to do about me, now that you've had this revelation? Tradition would dictate that I ram a stake through your heart. Wait, I've heard stories about Chinese vampires before. Aren't you supposed to, hop? I don't know. I think that I need to know more about you before I decide. Let's do that one. A wise decision. Acting without knowledge is the mark of a fool. Know then that I am Kung Fei, and that my servants have been watching you since you arrived. I couldn't be less interested in hurting Neville, lady. I'm just here to finish a job. If that is true, then it is a shame. You have seen my face and you know what I am. Naturally, I cannot allow you to leave. And you can't afford to fight me here for fear of police involvement. She lifts her chin imperiously. Perhaps we can settle this in a more civilized manner. A face-off in a neutral location. Will you accept my challenge? A duel at midnight works for me. Very well. She stipples her fingers. As for the terms, if I win, you willingly submit to my influence. You become my pawn. And if you win... we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. She nods, grinning. Wait 15 minutes for the sun to go down, then come to the roof. We'll settle this there, like gentlemen and ladies. What? The sun dips below the horizon. Mist coalesces, coating the rooftop in dew. Kung Fei and her cohorts appear. Are you prepared to become my servant, elf? You must not resist or I'll be forced to kill you. Should it come to that, I'll endeavor to make it swift and painless, but no promises. Not gonna happen. This will be entertaining. Kill him. Whatever. I ain't even scared. Where are you going, lady? You just running away like that? That's just lame. I'm gonna bring that fine ass over here. No freaking idea. There we go. Boom. I missed. You killed your Dracula. Got a straight up fucking sword. Look at him go. He doesn't know what he wants to do. Duncan, watch out. That dude's huge. Hey. Don't hurt the robot. That's my drone. I was like, don't shoot Koshe. she just like pieces the fuck out. She's like, I don't have time for this shit. I don't know. Aim shots, that's a problem. After we're gonna move you back just a smidge. Okay. Oh, here she comes. She's been like really aggro towards freaking Ragnar. Like, back off. How you managed to miss? Like, V-cop? Dude, they really have an interactor. They're like, let's touch that guy. I'm like, please stop touching my friend. I'm not moving behind cover. I just love their freaking murder boner for these. Fuck you. Nice, bleeding. Put it to sleep, put a dick. Just love how she's straight up like, what are you gonna do about it? Really, apparently. It's like, oh, let me turn, just took her away. Ow. There's another guy back there. I don't see him. Let's go back. realized I had a fucking grenade launcher. Okay then. Kung Fei's calm and haughty demeanor dissolves as her eyes grow wild. Wait, I surrender. Don't kill me. What's wrong? Not feeling so powerful now? Go shut your mouth and stand up. Let's do that one. Kung Fei pulls herself to her feet. Look, I didn't mean for things to go this far. I don't even know how to fight. I was just trying to scare you into backing down. The truth is, the whole Mistress of the Night thing is just an act. Before I got infected with the HMHVV, I was an accountant. An accountant? She nods. I was on a business trip to Shuanwei last year. I went to a rave, got drunk, and passed out. When I woke up, I was in an alley and someone had done this to me. And so you what? Decided to embrace the whole vampire thing? What choice did I have? I couldn't go back to work, and it was a dead-end job anyway. No upward mobility, no room for growth. I did what anyone would have done. I tried to make the best of it, to capitalize on my new abilities. I'm a vampire now. I can't control that, but I can control how I choose to monetize it. So what's your endgame? How'd you see this working out? Beats me. It's not like I have a rule book for this or anything. I'm just making it up as I go along. Who knows? Maybe I could eventually become the vampire queen of Repulse Bay. I hate to break it to you, but it's like going to happen. Well, I suppose that I can't fault your ambition. Wait, so this whole thing has just been you, what, improvising? Pretty much, yeah. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just doing my best. She looks away in shame. Her voice goes flat. Look, if I'm ever found out, I'll be killed for bounty money. It was either this or get gunned down by a vampire hunter. Shouldn't your family or coworkers be looking for you? Not if I can help it. You think I want them to see me like this? As far as my friends and family are concerned, I'm missing. Have been for months. They probably think that I'm dead. Her chest hitches. She looks miserable. I think that's for the best. I mean, how could I explain what I've become? Can you imagine how ashamed my family would be to find that I become this monster? No. It's better that they think I'm dead. So, can we call a truce or something? I scratch your back, you let me live? She clasps her hands, pleading. What do you say? I think we can work something out. Conditionally. She nods eagerly. Yes, anything. Just tell me what you need. First off, I want some answers. I'll tell you whatever you want to know. You ask the questions, and I'll answer. No lying, I promise. How are you and Nebelmaw connected? I happen to be in the same hospital that he was, trolling for a meal. I don't like to drink blood from unwilling people, so I go to hospitals at night looking for people who won't mind if I take a sip. People in comas, patients with terminal illnesses, that kind of thing. It makes me feel better about what I have to do. So I wandered into this room and I recognized Nebelmaw. I'd seen him on the news, seen photos of the accident. He was in really bad shape, a lot of broken bones and internal injuries, but somehow he was still conscious. So you offered to help. Well, I knew that if I gave uninfected people my blood, they'd be able to heal like I did, just not as fast. I'd figured that out early and by mistake, but it can come in handy from time to time. So when I saw that Neville was conscious, I decided to make my grand appearance. I materialized in the room and told him that I'd make him a trade. I'd fix him up good as new, but he'd owe me some favors for it. I wasn't specific as to how many favors or what kind. He agreed. Actually, he leapt at the chance to become my pawn. I guess that's when you're all broken up like that, you'll do just about anything to get better. The deal was done, and we got along. I think he's charming. He thinks I'm funny, and he doesn't care that I'm a vampire. He told me that he gives me nice things because he likes me, and not because he owes me his life. It's all very sweet. What's it like to be a vampire? About the same as being a person. The human metahuman vampiric virus is like any other disease, except instead of coughing, I can't go out during the day. It's not all bad, though. I can turn into mist, and I'm a lot stronger than I used to be. I still have to wash my hair and pay for parking. You know what I miss the most? Steamed buns. I can't eat or drink anything except blood, and I love street food before I got infected. Sometimes I'll walk by food carts just to smell that things are frying up. But if I buy something, 10 minutes later, it's all coming back up in a mess. Is there a cure? I wish, but no. The only cure is being tossed in a bonfire or having your head cut off, and almost every nation in the world will pay a bounty for a dead vampire. It's not like I had much of a choice, you know. Be a vampire or get killed for some quick cash. It's a pretty raw deal for me either way. I've decided what's going to happen. Okay. What's it gonna be? I'm going to get Neville to fire Pumpkin Wong. I'm going to live up to your potential and I'm going to help you. I mean, they didn't really care about Penelope, they just wanted more, like, data, I guess. Sure. She blinks. You are? We are? Me and Duncan, we grew up on the streets. We can't teach you much about how to be a monster, but at least we can tell you what not to do. Yeah, we could, but why would we? Because in Hong Kong, connections are power, and I want the Vampire Queen of Repulse Bay to owe me a favor. Because I've decided I like you, and I can think of worse friends to have at my side than a vampire. Kinda like that one. A brilliant smile breaks out across her face. Well, in that case, I accept. Gratefully. What about Dr. Sean Yang? What are we supposed to tell him? He wants Penelope Wong. What do you say, Kufeng? Think you can get Neville to let her go? In a heartbeat. Neville can't say no to me. He'll do it, no question. In that case, it's settled. We'll be in touch. Good. Catch you later, Vampire Queen. I like that one. That one's cute. She bows, smiling. It is settled then. May this be the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Boom. See, Duncan? It's fine. Yeah, we gotta... What the fuck is this shit? What is this? Touch it. What are you? What's happening? I don't know what that is, but I want it. What does it do? What's it do? What is this? What's this nonsense? I'm just like touching it with my feet, like anything could happen, and I'm just like, fucking touch it anyway. It's a dragon line? What the fuck does that mean? Alright, well, let's go, guys. We did our thing. I just love that we're just like fighting vampires. I love that. She's actually pretty nice. That's why I let her live and I was gonna be friends with her, because there's no point. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna save it first, just in case some shit goes down. Fucking no. In games like this, you just save. Doesn't matter. Like how many times you've already saved, you just keep doing it. Okay, let's go to the penthouse. I hope the guy's not here. He's like, what are you doing in my apartment? I'm like, nothing. I got turned around. Mine's like down the hall, and I just went one too far over. That's all. Alright. So we learned that he's got an edgy vampire. And they like to listen to Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. Cool. Oh, the piano's playing itself. Creepy. Okay, so there's nothing here. Okay, I just wanted to make absolutely 100% sure that there was nothing, like, tucked away. That's cool, though. It's got a vampire. I'm gonna keep that to me. I don't think, Auntie... What's her fucking last name? Anyway, Auntie... I don't think she needs sex, honestly. What would be the point in saying anything? Like, nothing. Mezzanine. That word. Okay. Well, it looks like it's time for us to be on our merry. Nice getting to know y'all. I gave that guy money. I made friends with the vampire. I mean... Confirm. Back to Haoi. The clink of glasses and sound of Neville Maw's party fades into the distance as you leave the Repulse Bay. As the MTR carries you toward Haoi, the mountains of Hong Kong Island roll by as looming masses, obscured by rain and storm clouds. Penelope Wong has been fired from Promises and Moonlight, and Ma will be at a serious disadvantage without her. The whims of trade viewers shift as readily as the tide, and without the starlet's presence, Promises in Moonlight will undoubtedly lose ratings. What's more, you've managed to turn a powerful foe into a potential ally. Only time will tell how Ku Feng will repay you. However, I know I killed the cannibal, but I kept the vampire, which I think is a good trade-off, honestly. In my humble opinion. I think it's a pretty epic fucking trade-off. Thank you. I was like, oh, excuse me. Oh, my knuckles cracking? That's fucking loud, right? Okay. Okay, let's go see Ma first. And be like, hey, hey, hey. Sorry, I don't want to do that again. Where is her house? I hate walking around here because I always get like turned around. I'm like, I'm lost. I'm lost in a hayoi. The one place you don't want to be lost, it seems, is hayoi. And that drug dealer left. Oh, should I talk to this guy first? Hey, Doc. Cheng Yong is busily puffing away on a foul-smelling cigar. His calm link in one hand, his eyes flash with anticipatory glee as he sees you. Dr. Shan Yang greets you in the name of all producers. How'd the shindig go? I got the information you wanted. You explain the night's events from start to finish as you speak. Shan Yang's face grows ever more incredulous until finally his mouth is left hanging halfway open. He slowly places a cigar in a nearby ashtray and shakes his head in disbelief. Vampires in the trade industry? A vampire queen, no less? What a nightmare. At least you got me Wong, and poor Noble Show is dead. That's something. Alright, kid. I'll send payment to your Matrix drop. You earned it. Glad to be able to help ya, dude. Dr. Shan Yang is about to speak, but his comm link begins to buzz. Irritated, he answers it and switches to speaker mode. Yeah, who is it? What do you want? Hello, Shan Yang. I just wanted to let you know that I've released Penelope Wong from her contract. If you're still interested in her, she's all yours. Also, I hope your business is doing alright. I'd heard you had some problems with cash flow. If you need a loan, I'd be happy to help. Dr. Shan Yang eyes the image of Neville Ma with deep suspicion. You don't sound too mad, Nev. What's the catch here anyway? You must have the next big thing lined up already. Oh, Doctor, there's no need for it. Do you want to know why I keep winning our little contest and you're always playing catch-up? It's because you think people like Miss Wong actually matter. They don't. Stars are crafted, molded out of talent, yes, but ultimately constructed. With enough time and effort, anyone can be made into a star. It's just a question of manipulating public perception. Maybe so, but I got her now, and your show's dead in the water without the star. What do you think of that, eh? I think that I'm going to do what any good soap opera producer would do, write her character out with a tragic death and bring on someone new. You labor under the misapprehension that viewers have loyalty. They don't. They have only appetite. As long as you chase stars like Wong, you will lose. Don't be afraid to think bigger, Doctor. Reach for the drama, not the dramatists. With that, Neville Ma hangs up on Dr. Shan Yang. For the next 30 seconds, Dr. Shan Yang releases a stream of violently imaginative invectives at his phone. Even Strangler Bao looks taken aback at the ferocity of Shan Yang's anger and the inventiveness of the sexual positions that he describes. Finally, he takes a deep breath and composes himself. That dirty little weasel, insulting my creativity like that. The nerve. Go on, kid, we're done here. Thanks for all your help, but I gotta get going. I gotta talk to a guy about buying a bunch of snakes. That's hilarious. She's gonna nail him snakes. Kindly Chang appears to be nearing the end of a harsh exchange with Strangler Bao, who is listening intently. So you tell that little pustule that Auntie Chang isn't fucking happy, you get it? Not happy at all. Don't tell him that I'm displeased. Don't tell him that I didn't take it well. She slams her shot glass on the table. Tell him that I'm extremely chopping mad, and if he doesn't want what happened to Yi to happen to him, he'd better get his head and his ass wired together and give me that payment today. She raises an eyebrow. Was that message clear enough, Mr. Bao? Yes, Mrs. Chang. I'll explain things to him in terms he can understand. Bao steps back and becomes a meat statue once again. Chang's voice turns triacle sweet when she sees you waiting for her. Ah, our newly minted Shadowrunner. How are you taking to your new role, Silver Wolf? Like a duck to water, Auntie. It's not the life I'd choose. I'm sure. In life, so many of us are forced to do things we don't want to do. And do you know why, my darling? She puts her chin in both hands and flutters her eyelids. Because a world is a reeking cesspool of despair. Life is nothing more than one vile task after another until you're dead. But until someone caps you or you die from some horrible degenerative disease, I can assure you there's more punishment in store. And how is Mr. Gunshow doing with his wonderful new life? He's doing just fine, Auntie. Very good, my dear. Very good. She smiles. Was there something specific you came to see me about? Any word on the plastic-faced man? Kindly Chang picks up a mahjong tile and tosses it into the pile at the center of the table. Not yet. He's elusive. Clearly a man who knows how to stay out of the public eye. But I have my network working day and night to find him. And I still have some favors that I can call in if need be. I'll find him. It's only a matter of time. I have good news as well. One of my people managed to tap the communications of the HKPF Special Duties Unit. If any word of our plastic-faced friend, or Raymond Black, crosses their door, I'll be the first to know it. For now, go about your business. I'm sure that more work will come your way any moment. I will contact you when there is news. Thank you, Auntie. Fucking bitch. Those are the words you keep to yourself when you're thinking about it, because she's the kind of lady that will freaking slit you open without a second thought. She has no remorse. The fuck is that? That orb. Alright, let's go talk to our freaking bro down in the basement. Was that fun or what, Ractor? Fucking sweet, right? Ractor's shop is sweltering hot, even more so than it was the first time you stepped inside. The whir of actuators accompanies the fine motions of the manipulator arms that hang from the ceiling. They are turning an object over and over in their articulated hands, soldering wires and hammering rivets. Ah, my friend. Welcome back. Ractor touch types a series of commands into his bracers, and the arms relax into an idle posture. He smiles at you, a cigarette dangling from his lips. There, that's better. Now what can I do for you? Any thoughts about that last run? I can enjoy a social gathering as well as anyone else, but our client and our targets were contemptible people. Tradeo programs, soap operas, intellectually bankrupt, saccharine sweet family drama without an ounce of inventiveness behind them. This path that these fools produce is a poison to the mind. He takes a drag on his cigarette, blows the smoke in a plume. At least we had the encounter with the vampire to make things interesting. Now, what else would you have of me? How are you getting along with the other members of the team? Perfectly well, thank you. They all seem competent enough, and there haven't been any major personality conflicts so far. He rubs his chin thoughtfully. So long as they continue performing to an acceptable standard, I can see no reason to continue our arrangement. It's good to run with team again. Sure, alright, but what do you think of them personally? If anything changes, let me know. It's important that the team's morale stays very high. What do you think of them personally? They're fine, I suppose. All fine. Gobbet is quite charming, Isabel keeps to herself, and Duncan is doing his best in a bad situation. There's a momentary pause, he shrugs. And that, I'm afraid, is all that I have to say. Apologies if you're looking for more. You're still something of a mystery to the group, Ractor. Mind if I ask you a few questions? No, I don't mind, not at all. He takes a drag on his cigarette, then slowly releases the smoke. I can't promise that my answers will satisfy your curiosity, of course, but you may certainly ask. What was it like growing up in the Russian Republic? Oh, it sucked. Tumultuous as you might expect. You probably aren't old enough to remember the Euro Wars, but I am. I'd like to hear about them. My country was the instigator of the first Euro War back in 30. I remember the rhetoric, the hardships of living under a wartime economy, the rampant xenophobia that took hold. I remember how we all cheered when our forces invaded Poland. 3 months, that was all that it took for a military to crush what meager resistance the Poles could bring to bear. It was quite the resource of national pride at home. I remember our drive into Germany and the desperate bid to regain the eastern portion of that country for ourselves. Just think about the symbolic significance of such an act. An audacious move, to be sure, but Secretary Korpunen was determined to make history. So what happened? Did the German military stop you? No, the Night Wraith incident did. Night Wraith? British-made fighter bombers with stealth capabilities. Very state-of-the-art, very powerful. At least that's what they were purported to have been. Nobody has ever come forward to accept responsibility for the attack. My throat's all drying up. Regardless of who was behind it, the result was the same. Wave upon wave of bombings that targeted our forces and the Germans alike. Coupled with the assassination of dozens of military leaders. Sorry, I'm going to stop doing the voice, or attempting to do the voice, because it's making my throat all itchy. A devastating synchronized operation, expertly carried out over the course of a single night. At home, viral attacks shut down our power grids. Hundreds of thousands of Russian homes found themselves without heat or electricity in the dead of winter. Koschei scuttles forward, allowing the rigger to rest his hand on the sloping metal of his chassis. Ractor stares at his own deformed reflection in the metal of the drone's body, a sad smile on his face. I remember huddling under a mountain of cheap blankets that my mother had piled on my bed. They did little to protect me from the cold, but they were something that I could hang on to, something tangible that I associated with warmth and comfort at home. There, as my body trembled and I watched my breath frost over, a horrible truth descended upon me. We had caused this. We were the villains of the First Euro War. For the first time, I came face to face with what Punen's folly had brought us. And there, under that ridiculous heap of rags, I came to realize what would surely come to pass. The world thought us villains, and so they would treat us like villains. We would be pariahs on the international stage, crippled by retributive sanctions. We would never live down the shame. He wipes his hands as if cleaning them. A wry smile spreads across his face. And then the AFA invaded Greece and Spain, sparking off Euro War II. We redeployed our troops to help repel them, and all was made right again. I have to imagine that you still had enemies in Poland and Germany even after the start of the Second War. Well, we were still regarded with suspicion, of course, but all the Europe might have fallen if it hadn't been for our help. In essence, we took back our reputation at gunpoint. Not an ideal solution, I admit, but it worked. Within the span of 4 months, we Russians had gone from nobodies to a terrible threat to unlucky saviors in the eyes of the Western world. Studying exactly how this happened has taught me a great deal about the human psychology and social dynamics. Human psychology? You say that as if you weren't one. He laughs. Just a figure of speech, my friend, nothing more. No, so we talk about something else. Surely there are more interesting and relevant things to discuss. Did you immigrate directly from Russia to Hong Kong? No, between my years in Nizhny Novgorod and my time here in Hayway, I spent a year in the free city of Berlin. That was where I got my feet wet as a Shadowrunner, you see. I ran with a team of anarchists for a time and learned the ropes of the occupation under their tutelage. Anarchists, huh? Must have been interesting. He shrugs. It was to a point. They were disorganized, to be sure, but perfectly capable. We enjoyed a certain level of camaraderie while we ran together. Sadly, we are no longer on the best of terms. What happened? An opportunity arose and I seized it. In so doing, I left Berlin for Hong Kong, and I did so without much advance notice. Gotta get a drink. My absence made life difficult for them, and they blamed me for their hardships. You did what you had to do. Yes, that's right. While my departure may have caused complications for my former teammates, it wasn't personal. I haven't lost any sleep over my decision. In my position, any of them would have done the same. He looks away, a wistful expression on his face. Koschei scrapes the ground with his forelegs, its sensors fixed firmly on you. Ultimately, I would say that my time in Berlin was quite educational, different from my earlier life in Russia, to be sure. As I said, the experience was invaluable. Ultimately, though, Hayway is probably better suited to my sensibilities. How so? Life in Hong Kong is more structured than it is in Berlin. Things make sense here in a way that the Flux State didn't. He taps a finger to his temple. I have an orderly mind. Everything is in its place, neatly labeled and filed away. This approach is what allows me to make sense of the world. To say that the people I knew in Berlin thought differently would be an understatement. Why did you move from Russia to Berlin? He holds his tongue for a moment, considering. When we first met, I told you that I parted ways with Grecian Avicor under unfortunate circumstances, yes? You mentioned it. These same circumstances led me to Berlin. I was wronged and I would not find recourse in Russia. He sighs. I suppose there's no sense in me being vague. I'll tell you the story if you want to hear it. Please, lay it on me. You may remember the self-repair system I mentioned the first time we met, the module that would allow Koschei or any sufficiently equipped drone to repair itself. I told you that my research had been lost. That was not strictly true. It was stolen by a pair of colleagues who I had long considered friends. They were researchers from my old lab. They turned against me, stole our work, in truth my work, and defected. Why would they do that? Desperation and ambition. They had always been fixated on getting out of Russia. Grishyn Avicor was a nationalized corporation, and they would never get rich as cogs in a government-controlled machine. In our project, they saw their key to breaking away and earning their fortunes, never mind the fact that I was opposed to the idea. Did you have any leads on where they might have gone? Yes, the two had long spoken about moving to Berlin. Such was true of a great many academics in Russia. My homeland is a bureaucratic dictatorship, you see. There is little personal freedom, and there are many rules to be followed. As you might imagine, the stable anarchy of the fuck state can be an alluring concept to those who live under totalitarian rule. Berlin is much romanticized back home. So you assume that your former colleagues had run to Berlin. It was the only thing that I had to go on. At best, I would find them. At worst, it would be a good place to rebuild my life, and of course to establish the web of contacts that I'd need to track my betrayers down. There is a squeal of tortured metal as Koschei drags his claws over the iron grating that covers the floor. Raptor glances down at the drone, and it goes calm. He takes a deep breath and continues. It took me over a year to locate my former friends. It was a long, painstaking search, but I was nothing if not determined. I finally found evidence that they used my research as a bargaining chip to secure positions at Ares, and that they were here in Hong Kong. And so you came here to Haoi. He nods. I picked up and left the next day. My old team was upset, to be sure. Lucky Strike in particular howled for my blood, but I know where my priorities lie. And so here I am, and here they are, and soon I will be ready to act. I really must thank you for inviting me into the team. Your abilities will be invaluable when the time finally comes to make my move, assuming, of course, that you're willing to help. Of course. When you're ready, just say the word. Thank you, my friend. But this is a discussion for another day. We aren't ready to hit the Ares facility yet. And there is more intelligence to gather before we make our move anyway. When the time comes, I will let you know. I don't think I have anything else to ask him, really. Right. Gotta run, dude. Be well, my friend. Come back anytime. Yeah, making friends with the slightly vengeful Russian dude in my basement. That sounds so bad. He lives in my basement. They'd be like, what? Alright, let's go talk to Duncan. No, Octa. Stop just walking past people, you rude ass. I'm gonna exercise a bit, Octa. Helps me clear my head. Come back later and we'll talk. Oh, Duncan, you and your freaking muscles. Fine. Let's go take a nap. Probably should sleep, and then I gotta go do the fucking shit. Touch it with your hands. You wake with a start. Once again, you're tangled in your sheets, drenched in sweat. Your throat feels like it's on fire. Did you do the bomb in your sleep? You can't remember what your dreams were about, not precisely, but again you feel that yearning sensation, the emptiness in your gut and in your chest. Your head throbbing, you heave yourself out of bed. Duncan, I'm still having nightmares. Duncan. Bro. We must speak. What? Oh my gosh. You and your stupid muscles. You make me want to headbutt you in the nose. Okay. What's our next mission? Why are you just hanging out? Oh, I got karma to spend. Okay, well, okay, there we go. I was like, go. My charisma's gotten me so far. Etiquette is about knowing how to behave in various social situations. The right etiquette can give you an edge in certain conversations. Choose an etiquette from the list below. Ooh, let's do academic. I don't have any more points, but I think this is worth it. Let's do that one. Missions. That one right there. Close you dingus. Let's go. Let's go do that. That's some kind of dinosaur thing. What the fuck is that? Anyway. I'm getting distracted by weird bullshit. I'm trying to do my best to be like the person that helps other people a lot, you know? I don't want to be like the bad person. Like I helped that guy with his like drug problem. I'm like, dude, get off the drugs and help people. You want to make up for the things you've done? Go help people. Alright. I just really like Ractor. I just wish he could hit better. Okay, we're definitely taking Duncan. I think we should also take Isabel. And this time I'm going to take... Oh my god, look at that guy named Eos. And there's a guy named Brent. I love out of all the names, that's the one that I'm like, Brent. Look at him. He's a mage. Now we're gonna take Gobbet. Let's go, fam. The job is a golden opportunity in more ways than one. A raid of the in-development museum, the Emperor's Tomb. The museum's claim to fame is its location. It rests on top of ancient catacombs where an excavation is underway to convert them into the museum proper. Intel has it that the workers are dying, not from on-site accidents, but from magical disturbances in the area. Despite the hazardous development continues. Your client, Mr. Drake, contacted you to retrieve 2 tomes. Probably ancient, magical, priceless. But it won't be a smash in the park. You have to get to the tomes before they are catalogued, where they'll afterward be near impossible to access. As you near the museum, its height and grandeur looms unsettlingly over you. Even unfinished, it's reached an imposing size. At least that means it has plenty of room for pricey antiques. The best part, Mr. Drake needs this run to look unprofessional. Shattered glass and looting is encouraged. Okay. I can break things. I have that ability. So does Duncan. Duncan's good at this smash. I mean, he's probably good at all the smashes. But. Entry work just like Drake said. You creep into the dark, unfinished sight. Your comlink clicks in your ear connecting a call. Good. Now I'll be appraising what you see as you go through this floor. Grab the best stuff, and my alarm suppression should keep you afloat. Just don't get too ballsy. If the books haven't been catalogued yet, they'll still be in the basement. The tomb is the basement? Cool. I'll be in touch. The earpiece clicks off, call disconnected. He didn't even stay on the line long enough for you to get a word in. Your team powers up... Oh, fuck me. Your team powers up the nearby generator. Work lights along the new marble flooring sleepily flicker to life. Everyone surveys the site. You know, I've always wanted to do something like this. What do you mean? These artifacts have all been stolen from the Earth, so now I get to teach a lesson to the man who's excavating it. That these were never truly his. Gobbet, you little psycho, I love you. Alright, but we're thieves ourselves. We're stealing things from one man only to give them to another man, and these artifacts don't belong to him either. Oh, he'll get what he deserves too. Objects like these are too bright to remain in some vault or display case. More thieves will be drawn to them like moths to a diode. I'm just excited to be a part of the cycle. Gobbet, you little weirdo. Okay, so he's like totally still thing though. Do not trip the museum alarm. I feel like I'm gonna do that like instantaneously. What's this? What's this nonsense? It's dragon lion things, or like dragon lions. That's a vase. Don't they have like some smaller shit I can just pick up and take it? Dragon scales? Let's do that one. Mummified head. I'm just like taking things that sound valuable. Mummified head sounds valuable to me. Oh, there's a door over here. Let's go open it. Go here. The bookshelf is made from your standard stained wood. It's filled with books by famous poets, both English and Chinese. Look at the books. You find several books that aren't organized properly and they don't appear to be poetry. Removing the books and thumbing through them reveals nothing. Oh, I'm not strong enough. Welcome to Lao Shang. Please input your password. Hey Isabel, can you get a hand with this login screen? On it. She decks out a few command strings on the terminal. Easy. The section of the OS has a security hole that's let me bypass the password without cracking it. Just have to spoof our user credentials. Here we go. The root menu. Access the file system. Business-related files for the submenu. Most of them about contracts, construction plans, and financial projections. Among the files are several saved emails. 3 of the most recent ones stand out. Museum details. Chew. Per our previous discussions, I've attached to this email the revised museum blueprints. The prints outline various changes to the structure and building materials that need to be implemented as soon as possible. Some backtracking may be necessary, but it will cut supply and building costs by over 13% without compromising the museum size and grandeur. I know you're against it, but production output will have to increase in order to meet our end-of-the-year unveiling. I'll leave it up to you to figure out the details, but if I find that you and your team are slacking off again, more cuts will be made. As to the loss of your worker, Mr. Fay, I offer you my condolences. However, we both know construction is dangerous work, and accidents are commonplace. You can look at this as the opportunity to hire someone more competent and who won't get himself killed. On-site accident. Shang, I processed your informational request yesterday morning. Given a persuasive pittance, the Fay family agreed to forego public retribution against the loss of Mr. Juan Fay. Mr. Fay is a fourth laborer lost to hazardous working conditions. Public image is very important to the corporation, and it's unlikely another transgression will go unnoticed. As your lawyer, I must advise you to double down on your construction safety protocols or to seek an alternative to monetary bribes. Money will buy silence in the short term, but we ultimately want a more permanent solution. I will forward you the contact information of a Ganjian-funded organization that can assist you with such matters. Sorry if I'm butchering any of these words. Retracting investment. Dear Mr. Ping, I can assure you that the recent rumors regarding construction infractions, worker fatalities, and malpractice are all untrue. Complete fiction invented by the local gossip circuits to stir up trouble for hardworking men like myself. I've taken every possible precaution with this museum and have spared no expense. Should you need proof, I will send you my lawyer's contact information. I promise you'll find no infractions filed against me or Ganjian Enterprises. Your investment is sound. Officer controls. Why is this menu still locked? Isabel saunters up to the terminal for a better look. Looks like the area uses a different password hashing system. The spoof I was able to do earlier won't go through here. Got any good guesses? Yeah. The room's lighting fades to an orange hue. Okay. Huh. Alright. Wait. Sorry. We did candlelight, business casual. Remote building controls. Okay. This place is still under construction. The local major network probably hasn't been hooked up yet. Alright, well, that's all we can do. Says I don't have the strength. I'm not strong. Duncan! Just have him do it. painting with a plaque beneath it. It reads Lady of Shalott, sorry. You ever listen to that song? Go listen to that song. Let's do it. Alright, I gotta steal some other shit. Let's go this way. Because I don't want to step on that. I don't know what it'll do if I do. Let's go touch some items. What do we got going on? What are you doing, Duncan? What? Ooh. I want the ashes. Give it. This one too, I guess. It's worth a lot, apparently. And the plesiosaur bone. And this one. He wants like $5,000 for shit. No, I'm not stealing any more things. 10,000? It'll set the alarm off. I'm not that stupid. Or am I? Okay. Let's go. Wait, what if I turn the music, the ambiance, see if that does anything to the room? It might. You don't know. Let's go. Let's go do that. Then when they come back up here, they'll be like, what the fuck? And I'll be like, it did nothing. I just literally turned the music on for fucking fun. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off. Fine. I'm surprised that didn't set the alarms off. But whatever. What do I know? Okay. Oh, there's another door. Let's go touch that one. I gotta touch all the doors in my face. Just how I roll, yo. There was a part of me that was like, there's gonna be someone in here. They're gonna be like, what the? Who are you? I'm gonna be like, nobody. Pulling Odysseus. Nobody. Touchy, touchy. Oh, it's powered off. Walk away. Fine. You mess with the electronics. Let's go down into the hole. The basement. Sorry. Oh, of course it saved. There's probably like 50 dudes in here just waiting to like touch my butt. Oh, it's more fog. Do not enter. You're not my dad. But there's ghosts. I feel like there's ghosts. What could possibly happen? What is this? I'm gonna touch it. What is this? Oh, it's a book. Okay. One of like 5 or 2 or 10? Oh, there's blood. Interesting. Definitely what you want to see when you come into a spooky basement. It's a bunch of blood everywhere. Some caskets. Cool, 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 cool. Who doesn't like fighting ghosts? There's some bones I won't touch because I know bad juju when I see it. That is a straight up mummy. Hello? It's dead or something. Ah. Is that another one of those ghost summoning things? You see that? Duncan. That's a fucking gargoyle, bro. Whoa. Look, I just came here for a book or two, okay? I'm here to fight gargoyles, okay? I'm come here to get in a fist fight with Goliath. Even though it would be interesting. I feel like I'm gonna have to go over there, though. I feel like it's gonna have to be a thing that I do. Okay, that just led me in a friggin' circle. Shipping terminal. Let's touch that with our face. Looks like this terminal has an unguarded checkpoint. Isabel. Let's go fuck shit up, Izzy. Oh shit, it spotted me. I don't even know if you can get over here. Like, I don't fucking know what to do with myself. I'm just like, it's for the best. We now have an assassin, whatever that means. Die already. Die, robot. There's so many of them here. I love how they're just like, I don't know, we're all bad at it. Just like noticed. Too far from you. interesting. I need to kill this guy so I can go on my merry. If I get over here and then shoot him from here, if it'll do anything. Nope. Oh, he's come to visit. Fantastic. Anyway, everyone's dead. It's very hard to like sneak through. I'm like having to sneak through like hyperspace. Oh, there's two. Suck. Well, I guess I'll just stash it away. That's fine. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it, but cool. Alright. What was that over there? Was that all I needed to do? I guess. There's no more stuff to collect on this side, so get our happy asses back to the freaking drop point. Fuck all off out of here. Because I'm just like, let's just play around in hyperspace. Alright, let's check out. I got some shit. Just thought you should know. Alright, I can't mess with these, so let's just take our happy asses back over here where we can see those gargoyles that Duncan's like, do you see that shit? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking see that shit. It's like, shit about fucking gargoyles, bro. It's like, I know, right, bro. Alright, we're gonna save it. I'm gonna save it. And that is gonna be it, because I've been playing for a while. Boom. But yeah, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this. I know it's a little bit longer than usual, but you know, I was feeling like really optimistic and stuff because finals week is over. So, you know, there's like a fucking giant dinosaur head or some dragon or some shit. I hope it's a fucking dragon. But I love you guys very much and I will see you next time. I love you. Good night.